Spirit Halloweens are opening all across the country right about now, and I went to one of my local ones and picked up the Fire Demon, who is a demon who is pretty fire. You know, 2025, I'll say it right now, 2025 Spirit Halloween is not really the greatest. I think it's a weak year. I'll say it. And coming from me, an avid spirit collector, I will buy anything that has this stupid logo on it. It's a little weak. The ISC is pretty cool, but the animatronics, there's not much I really am interested in. This is one of the few things. I saw the props in person finally, and I think Monkey Business has grown a little bit on me. This one's really probably one of the cooler ones. Jack the Reaper, you got to get Jack the Reaper because if you're a spirit collector, like it literally says collector's item on it. So, but that's for a different video. We're looking at Fire Demon today, and just for the fun of it, I bought one of these animatronic activators, the new ones for 2025. It's like a case of emergency push button. They use them in the stores as well, but we'll put that to the side. Main thing is the Fire Demon. I already made a video on this, unfortunately, but the audio got totally corrupted. And it is really unfortunate because it was all like unboxed, so this isn't as authentic as it would have been. But that's how it goes. It is what it is. I'm just gonna pull it out here. This one's really hard as well. I don't want to rip the cardboard. I don't know if something's catching on it or what. I finally got it out of the box. Here, let me bring you all closer so you can see everything that's inside of it. Here we go. This is my second time doing it, so I don't really want to go through it like, ooh, wow, look at the clothing. I'm just going to pull it all out. So we got clothing. He's got like a sheet for light to reflect on it, which is pretty cool. His rib cage is here. It's got like this bronzish dry brushing to it, which is pretty nice. It's a different sort of paint scheme that you would see from like a demon. His horns are really massive. They're separately fitted. He has a black box adapter with some pins in here to keep stuff in place. Like I said, I've already set this guy up, so I kind of know what I'm doing, so hopefully it doesn't take that long. Here's his arms. He's got a fire and ice light right here, separately mounted to it. His hands are pretty big as well. You can see how big my hand is comparatively. Here is the most important part, I would have to say, the head. There he is. He's eating one of his cords. But look at that. Look at that guy. Very intimidating looking, especially at night. I thought he would go great with last year's the Cremator, as well as Demonic Gatekeeper. I have yet to make a video on that thing, which is crazy to think about. Shoulder mount frame. Here's the mechanism. It looks a little complicated, but it's like a jump scare, honestly. It's a very slow jump scare. But there's the mech. They have these adapter control boxes that have this protective plastic on it, which I really like, and the zip tie is reusable, so you can just hold the tab back and that comes off and you can reuse that at the end of the year. This guy is outdoor rated. You can see right here he's got volume control, power plug, which threads on with the cap for the adapter plug. These bushings on here to protect the plugs, as well as a on-off switch that has a bushing on it as well. You can see these plugins also have watertight, like they got O-rings and stuff, but then you have these cords that don't. This is for like the mechanism, and then this is for the IR sensor, so I don't know what's up with that. He does come with stakes as well, but I don't really know where you stake them in at. Here's some poles, but like, as I said, the stakes, where do you stake them? Oh, maybe they go here. There's some holes on the base here that probably is what it is. But that is everything. But like I said, I've set them up before, so hopefully it goes pretty straightforward here for us all. Don't have to really spend much time questioning what I'm doing, but I do that on a daily basis anyways. Do I dare look at the instructions? Let's start off. These support poles here. Snap those in like so. He's got these support holes here that do a fair bit of stabilization, and they also have holes for your pins to slot into. Part labeled the. Take those two out. I think they give you an extra one, which is very nice of them. But we just clip those into place. Here we go. Put the last one in, save it for later. These are the next poles. They just extend him up. This guy is very tall, I will say. And the fact that he is outdoor rated, I don't know if he's really outdoor rated. You know, what's your definition of outdoor rated is the real question here. I also got a new tripod, so you don't have to see my triple chin anymore when looking up at me. So that's nice, and it kind of boosts my ego a little bit too. But back to the conversation about outdoor rated stuff. My idea is like, the thing should not get sun faded by sitting out in the sun. You know, you see a lot of outdoor rated props and they all get sun bleached and they look terrible after only one season. And I know that's very nitpicky, but I just don't really think really anything is outdoor rated until you really go the extra mile to get rid of these plugs that can easily get waterlogged. Just those little things is really what makes me think the difference is between indoor and outdoor. Like, I would never take this guy and leave him outside for weeks on end. That's just not who I am. But for some people who are really interested in building like their haunted house and stuff and don't really care about the character as much, you do you, you know. Next up, you got his big mechanism right here. This looks very complicated. I will say I do work for local spirit stores in my area, and I do help set up the displays every year. So I've already built 3 of these at the time of filming this video. I'll probably build more eventually as well. But fire and ice light goes down like this, to my knowledge, and it shines on that fabric that we are going to be putting on soon enough. Then there's this black piece right here, which is like a fork. Don't lose this because it can easily get hidden away in the box. But it goes on facing this way towards the back to these 2 forks that are behind the fire and ice light. The little white undershirt I would put on next probably. And this thing wraps around this pole that we just put on here. Now the fun part here, you take the head. I would put the horns on first, and they can only go on one way correctly. They can go on other ways, but they will not nest properly into the molding of the head. So they do only go in one way. But I would put those on first and then take the head here and snap it onto the main frame. And you can already see how tall he is. His hands make his height even higher, which is really what's cool about him. You could have probably done this before putting the head on, but I'm putting on his shoulder frame now. And then we put on his little underclothing piece. And this one's pretty nice because it has Velcro straps that strap to the metal frame, which is really nice. And I'll just show you one right here. There's 4 on him total, but you unstrap it and then just wrap it around the frame so it keeps this thing in place. Now would be a great time to put his final cloak on. He has 3 pieces here. The undergarment white layer, and then this black layer, and then his main hood, which I'm struggling to find the hood at. But you just drape it on the back of his head. He's got some Velcro back here that will help hold it in place until you have it all situated. But just drape it over his shoulders a little bit, and that should be good enough to hold it out for now, for the time being. And you can already see how tall this guy is. And like I said, he doesn't even have his arms in yet. He's really intimidating. I gotta say, he is the best of the year. One of the best, at least. The next thing that I would do is probably put the arms in. They are relatively easy to snap in here because the clothing with the arms, sleeves themselves are actually pretty much fully open. So that makes it a lot simpler for us to slide everything together here. He does have this one section at the very top that just folds over like that. Do the other side here as well. He also has these sleeves here that go over the foam. Make sure the Velcro is on the bottom. so that the hand, there's a Velcro strip on the hand that connects to that, so you don't see the foam. The hands go on next, and look at how close it is to my ceiling. Barely are we making it here. And then these just go on like that. One of the last steps here is to put his rib cage on. You just peel back the clothing here and fork in that rib cage. He also has some Velcro, so you Velcro his rib cage pieces together with the clothing, and then you're supposed to Velcro the interior black cloth to the robe itself. There's like 3 pieces, 1, 2, and 3 way down there that connect up, and then you just stitch up the back, and he's basically ready to go. And just before I forget, let's open up this little activation switch. I'm sure some of you are curious out there what these look like, but here it is. It comes with its own adapter too, which is nice. So, plastic sheeting, adapter, and interestingly enough, it comes with its own little cable separately fitted. So you have to actually plug this into the box itself. Which I guess is nice because it means you could probably custom make ones to be a lot longer than what is supplied here, even though I think this one is really long as it is. I think it's at least 10 feet, but it's nice to see that. You can see back here, you have the step pad part and then the adapter, and it's just a 4.5 volt, not a 6 volt. I was about to say 6 volt. It's 4.5. But let me just plug this in for you. I'm still waiting for these to come with a sound box. I think that would be really cool. But there it is. You can't really see it all that great, but it is just a little light that blinks like that. And when you press it, it flashes. Very similar to the clown one last year. I think I like the clown one more, but this one is still pretty cool. Definitely would fit in a laboratory very well. Here it is up close. In case of an emergency, push a button. All right, so now it is time for the demo, and it is also time for me to act like I've never seen this thing before in my life, and that it is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So let's do that. He also is 5.9 volts, 3 amps. It's a 3 amp adapter on this one, and it also has the outdoor rated connection, which is nice. Again, trying to sell the outdoor rated effect. I still would not leave it outside, but let's plug him in. He's going to reset. Hopefully. Hopefully. Whoa, no way. He doesn't work. Hello? Hello? Update for you all. Apparently, my adapter doesn't adapt the voltage to kick down to the 6 volts this guy needs. It doesn't work. I tested it with my multimeter, and I wasn't getting anything. So that's why he wasn't working. Called Zombie Tech Squad. Hopefully I get the right adapter. The guy kept saying 6 volt 2 amp, but this is a 5.9 volt 3 amp adapter, and it's waterproof here. It's a waterproof one. I don't even know if a normal 6 volt 2 amp is going to work. Right here I have a 6 volt 2 amp plugged in, and it doesn't really fit all that great into the jack here. Let's see if it works. See, something ain't right with this. It only closes so much. Yeah, so that plug is loose. So I hope they don't send me a 6 volt 2 amp. That would not be good. But he is now on a 6 volt 2 amp. Let's hope I can just use it just enough to get through this video. Let's see him work. This is where I act shocked again. From the dark pit of despair. It burns inside me. Let's see him again. I carry the eternal flames deep in my chest, where they will burn your soul. I have an idea. How about one more time? Look deep into the burning fire.
I carry the eternal flames deep in my chest, where they will burn your soul! I have risen from the dark pit of despair. It burns inside me. I have come for you. Look deep into the burning fire as I drag you into the dark abyss.